Hello everyone, this is Venom Geek Media here, and today I just got back from seeing Wonder Woman, so I thought, let's do a little review and discussion um, about it. So, Wonder Woman is the newest in the DC Cinematic Universe. It's come after Suicide Squad and Batman vs Superman, which got mixed reactions and mixed reviews. And it very much felt that DC was struggling to get its cinematic universe off the ground. Um, you know, because in a lot of people didn't like Suicide Squad for the Joker, which is fair enough. I didn't like Jared Leto's Joker, and in Batman vs Superman, Lex Luthor and Doomsday were very poorly done. So there were, but actually the rest of those films were good, and I enjoyed them. But there were very clearly elements which I took issue with, which I didn't like, which kind of put me off the film a bit. Is there anything like that in Wonder Woman? I can tell you unequivocally, no. There is not. This is the first film which, if you ask me, DC has nailed. I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. Yeah, go out and see it, definitely. It was kind of... I would say it's like Man of Steel, but I actually liked it more than Man of Steel. But it's kind of that level of quality that we should all expect from DC, and we got it. We got a perfectly good DC film. But perhaps emphasis there is on perfectly good, but we'll come to that later. So I'll just run down some of the things. So it's set during the First World War. That I love, particularly because I'm playing Battlefield 1 at the moment, and so kind of getting into a whole immersion of the First World War. But that was really good. It was a really good choice to kind of set up Wonder Woman as a character. Particularly, it's interesting. She often, when she's younger, she kind of talks about war. And has this very fixed, idealistic idea of honor and and all that in warfare. And then she makes it to the war, and she's shocked, as was everyone actually at the time, by how violent and bloody and horrendous it is. Which, like I say, mirrors the mood of the times. They were all quite happy to go off to war at first because they thought, it's going to be like the olden days. It's not going to be that bad. They go to war, and it's absolutely horrendous. It is the worst thing they've ever seen. It's like the end of the world. So yeah, and then actually, that kind of ties it into it being a sort of a fish out of water story, which is certainly the case for kind of the first half of the film, when she goes to England, which is brilliant. That kind of bit where she first arrives in England and is just learning about us. It's very funny and really good. With her walking, trying to find a dress that she likes, and she's like, "How does a woman fight in this?" So that was quite good, and it was a good fish out of water story in the beginning, and then it very much turns into more of an action movie when they hit Belgium, and they're going to, and essentially the villain is Ares. I won't tell you who turns out to be Ares. I'll just tell you it's not who you probably think it is. It was you knew it was coming, but you knew the reveal was coming, but it was still good and fun. I'm glad that they had Ares. I thought that was really good. To have in Wonder Woman, to set him up as a strong character yeah, in the DC cinematic universe is going to be very important. Um, Particularly if they're setting up Injustice, which I think after Batman vs Superman we have to say that they are. Um, so that was really good, and I'm glad that we had Ares, and he was a good villain. There was nothing I can't protest about him really. He was good. Um, Was he, a great villain? Is he kind of on Joker Loki levels? No, he's your standard, inoffensive, you know, but largely forgettable-ish villain. Um, but nonetheless, it was great to have him there as the villain. I really liked that. Um, Coming into the other members of the cast, so I'll start with Gal Gadot. Any doubts anyone had of Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman after Batman vs Superman, your doubts will now definitely go. She nails it. The director herself did confess to almost quitting, in fact, over Gal Gadot being cast. It's just not who she would have cast. But she gets there and she's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, no, actually, this really works." Yeah, certainly there are more. The main protest I've heard is that Gal Gadot isn't necessarily beefy enough, like the rest of the Amazons. But take into account that she's not actually an Amazon, so kind of more of her power is hidden. It's like Superman; he's not beefier looking than a lot of the people that he's stronger than. So this is kind of the same thing. And Gal Gadot plays her really well. And what I really like, also of course the change to the costume. The costume looks awesome, proper Greek armor. Really like that. And actually, one thing that back in the day of Wonder Woman, she's wearing star and striped spandex. To be a really American hero. This is back in the TV series days. When she was flying the invisible jet. But no, this is proper practical, proper good-looking armor. And casting Gal Gadot again, that's a statement. She's more Greek, which is cool. I really thought she was really good, and I look forward to seeing more of her because we didn't get enough of her in Batman vs Superman, and now we do, and she's awesome. The supporting cast, Chris Pine is great. There's plenty of comic timing, but he also, is quite a serious character at times, and he's good. As sort of this person to kind of show Wonder Woman what the modern world is like. His assistant, she's very funny. I liked her. I also liked the kind of crew they go to war with, like particularly the Scottish lad. They're not particularly memorable, but they serve their purpose and they're entertaining. So, that was really good. Now let's talk about the action. How was the action? Awesome. Why? Because it basically merged two kind of sort of schools of action that we've seen in DC and added new flavors to both. So, the less explored school of action in DC is the one hero against, a horde of bad guys, of just regular goons. We didn't get any of that in Man of Steel. That was all 2-on-1s or 1-on-1s, and we didn't. But we did get that once in Batman vs Superman with the awesome warehouse scene, which is still epic. So yeah, we had that, and like I say, so with the sort of the one hero against multiple goons, there's kind of just less. I don't know if I like it as much as I like the Batman sequences, just because there's a lot more slow motion, which is cool, kind of showing her quick reactions. Um, but it just takes away from the awesomeness maybe a bit. It kind of makes it feel more fake. I don't know if there was maybe a bit of CGI in there. Um, but overall, they were still really cool and really entertaining to watch, with her going up against the German lines of the First World War. That was really cool, and I can't protest. I really enjoyed seeing that, where she's just, hacking away with her sword, bashing people with her shield, throwing them across the room with her lasso. It's awesome. She's blocking bullets with her gauntlets, and then using her shield against machine guns. It is really cool, and it works really well. Um, and then there's the sort of boss battles, the high power level battles. So similar to Superman versus Doomsday, Superman versus Kryptonians, Wonder Woman versus Doomsday. Those kind of fights where they're putting each other through buildings at a time. This happens at the end with the Ares, and this is a good climax. Because she's taking out pretty regular goons most of the film, and then she fights, Ares. So there's good build up, and it's pretty awesome. Um, yeah, I'm not a fan of those kind of fight scenes. Particularly not with Man of Steel, where it was just going on, punching each other, constantly just punching each other again and again and again and again and again, and nothing was happening. Um, this is better, because of the more kind of advanced fighting style of Wonder Woman. That makes it more entertaining, more interesting. Henry Cavill as Superman just kind of punches. Whereas, Wonder Woman, she's dodging, she's doing flying kicks and, all that kind of cool martial arts stuff. So that was really cool to see. And Ares is using his magic, throwing swords and all that sort of thing. And that was really cool. So it mixes, like I say, it mixes it up. So yeah, solid action, solid characters. How was the plot? The plot worked. It was good. In terms of pacing, the only issue was pacing. It was I went to about a 10 o'clock showing, and well, actually, it was 10:20 showing at night, and we came out about 1:10. Oh, there was no end credit scene, which is bullshit. Come on, especially when Justice League is going to be the next film. We deserve an end credit scene. You're gonna fuck us. It's DC. Please stop fucking us around like this, because no, we don't want it. I know you're trying to say, "Oh, we're different from Marvel. We're different from Marvel." Just admit it, man. No one cares. Just make the fucking end credit scenes, or just decide that you are gonna do them, or you're not gonna do them. But make up your mind. Don't let it be down to individual directors. Anyway, rant over about that. So yeah, but pacing wise, it could have been a bit faster if you ask me. I like, basically it starts moving pretty well once she hits England. Once they get to Britain, the plot is moving along pretty quickly. And it's very pacey, and it's like go, 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 really nicely actually. But the opening act on Themyscira is too long, if you ask me. Too much time spent with, her mother telling her not to, train to be a soldier, all this kind of thing, and her training in secret, and all this. And it's like, do we really? Like, it just feels unnecessary, and they build unnecessary characters that then die, like, early in. And it's like, well, why would I care if that person died? I barely know them. So perhaps they spent a little bit long on Themyscira. I might be in a minority saying that. Um, but that's really my only complaint that I can make about this film. That maybe it could have been a bit better paced. Um, it could maybe have gone a little bit faster. But really, I can't complain. I want you to go out and see this film. It's awesome. Support it. I think this is a really good, Kickstarter for the DC Cinematic Universe, and it's going to be, and it's hard, particularly this year with so many Marvel films coming out. If Wonder Woman holds its own, then it's done its job really well. Because we've got films like we've already had Logan and Guardians. We're going to have Spider-Man as well, and Black Panther has just been had a trailer released. So there's a lot out there. So I hope that this film really does stand out. I think it will. I think it's awesome, and it's, really made me quite optimistic about the DC Cinematic Universe. So thank you guys for listening. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.